me feeling like I'm academics.
It appears that Iran is not just going to be like, oh, yo, y'all got us. We love y'all now. Pick our leader. They're like, fuck y'all niggas. They've bombed about everybody in the Middle East. Okay, they're just shooting bombs everywhere. Israel could get it. They're saying, yo, Saudi Arabia, UAE, y'all niggas could get it. And, you know, the interesting thing about our demeanor to like these unprovoked, I'll just call it unprovoked, like attacks on other countries is we're like, there's no repercussions. If you could walk in a room, slap a nigga, and nobody will ever slap you back, of course it's a great time. However, Iran is acting up so goddamn much, and they don't look like they're gonna like, whatever plan we had is clearly failed because they're not folding and they're not going like Venezuela. Clearly they have way more money, way more resources. They mean a lot more. They've been preparing for this for decades. Because of that, yeah, they're acting up. They're bombing all type of other people. Some of these motherfuckers is like, hold on, we don't know if we could protect ourselves. And then we're like, wait, we got to protect everybody, or we just got to go to war with these guys for y'all. And essentially, Iran is now announced, and I guess it's our first topic, right? Iran, well, not announced, but the FBI has issued a warning. This is getting scary. They've issued a warning that Iran is aspiring to attack California with drones. Now, I'm not going to lie. When I look on Instagram and I'm watching drone attacks on, so-and-so's residence, and, there's this general for whatever army that was in this one, section build of this apartment building, and they sent a drone and blew up like 3 floors. It seems really like, of course it's targeted, but it seems like a video game, right? You know why it seems like a fucking video game? Because we live in motherfucking civilization, right? Like, bruv, I live in New Jersey, right next to New York. Like, yo, you know what I mean? Like, put like this. I'm driving to, can't tell you, I went to an important shoot recently. I'm driving to New York, and I'm like, what the fuck is this holdup? It's like a big deal. It's like the biggest thing we can see. It's a fucking tractor trailer that crashed and like, I guess it caught fire. That's the thing that fucks up our day. Imagine a fucking 15,000 pound bomb just drops and levels about like 30 square miles. Yeah, I think that would be a problem. However, we are very fortunate in the United States of America. We get to like fuck up everybody else's country. We kidnap their leaders. We clap their... what y'all got going on in Iran? Yo, that was your leader yesterday. Today he dead. What up? He dead. He dead. Who's your next leader? He dead too. That's how we're kind of doing it. So in reality, a lot of these decisions, which most people on international policy feel like it's not in the behoof of what we got going on, it is because we love like this other nation. People don't really care or understand it until they say, I bet. So since y'all killed 2 of our leaders and dropped a bunch of bombs over here and y'all bombed a girls' school, what about if we go drop like, we ain't gonna drop a bomb, but we might send some shit at California. All them little surfer niggas, Hollywood niggas trying to make movies. What? Now it's gonna be a problem. Anyway, FBI has warned that Iran is aspiring to use drones to retaliate for the acts that they believe is an act of war. The FBI has warned police departments in California in recent days that Iran could retaliate for American attacks by launching drones at the West Coast. Okay? So we recently acquired information as early as February 2026 that Iran allegedly aspired to conduct a surprise attack using unmanned aerial vehicles from an unidentified vessel off the coast of the United States homeland, specifically against unspecified targets in California, in the event that the U.S. conducted strikes against Iran. So this isn't necessarily a new threat. This was a ongoing, they were analyzing, it was like a threat response, meaning Iran has been the subject of, are we going to attack them or not, for the last year, Well, they didn't just sit around and be like, no, they didn't sit around and be like, is America gonna come? They made a lot of, preparation. They're like, okay, if we get attacked or if one of our leaders die, we need to go into these protocols and we need to respond like this. Now, again, they're responding in the Middle East crazy. Like, again, I'm in New Jersey, right? Yo, they sending mad bombs at Israel. Israel kind of catching it. And Israel has this system where, like, when a bomb is coming in, they'll send up an anti-bomb to blow it up in the air. It never touches the ground. But Iran knew that the anti-bombs cost like $1 million more than the missile, so they're flooding them niggas. And a lot of stuff that they supposedly had that, weren't nuclear in nature, because we supposedly only care about the nuclear stuff, they had them on the ground. So now they're popping up with all the like, yo, y'all got these toys? And they're fucking up the Middle East a little bit. They're fucking with Israel. And obviously, the thing is, when you're in the United States and you don't know what's going on, you're like, so what's going on? It only matters to us if something happens in the United States. And didn't I tell y'all this before? We don't give a fuck, like, casual people. If you love, politics, you are really, like, maybe your family's from that region, maybe you're really tapped in. But we don't give a fuck about what's going on in Afghanistan, Pakistan, Iran, all these fucking places, Saudi Arabia. Like, only thing we know about Saudi Arabia and, like, UAE is, like, yo, bitches go over there to get shitted on. Like, we don't really know or care until there's a terrorist attack. We're like, where the terrorists came from? They're like, no, they came from Pakistan. Or they came from, well, maybe not Iran. So the regular person doesn't care, right? Like, it looks like a video game. I'm going to keep it a bean with you. Like, you see a bomb drop, you hear that people are dying, but you don't see no funerals. Like, we don't know what's going on.
1 second, you're tucking them in.
The fuck is this?
The next.
I was about to say, I was like, yo, Israel just got me. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that this might be a media push, because it doesn't say Iran is doing something new. It says that a early February report is now coming to light, but Trump only bombed these niggas like in March. But apparently the report is saying in the event we bomb these niggas, they're going to try to blow up California. Not really, but like send some drones, do some shit on the mainland of the United States. Now, I particularly feel like the USA and our constituents, all of us, I'm talking about me, you, if you're within mainland USA or you have a US passport or a United States citizen, we're all pussy, to keep it real. If they blow up, I don't care what it is. We're going to say, we got to drop a nuke on their ass, right? Like we're not playing this whole, like, they bomb Venice Beach and then we go bomb, like, no, hell nah, nigga. Like, that's how Pearl Harbor happened. Like, we not about to do that. But they are actually saying that domestically, we have to think about a possible attack. Now, remember, what the FBI is saying, and let me read it. It says, we recently acquired information as early as February. Iran aspired to conduct a surprise attack using unmanned aerial vehicles against an unidentified vessel off the coast of the United States homeland. Okay? Especially unspecified targets in California, in the event that we conducted strikes against them. Now, just remember that. And if we are to go off just that information, it's probably, I don't think the constituents of the United States will fare well with authorizing a war when there hasn't been a terror attack. And even this, they're saying this isn't a terror. Like, say Iran responded, it wouldn't be a terror attack. And by the way, I know, of course, we're thinking about they're going to hit, like, I don't know, the Staples Center. No. They would probably do what we try to do to them. Like, when we bomb a country, we bomb their military infrastructure. We bomb their infrastructure that would support retaliation. We're not bombing a village with a bunch of people who are living daily life. Like, that is That's usually where war just goes, no whole, there's like no guardrails, right? So they're saying Iran is looking to retaliate, or would likely look to retaliate and attack somewhere in the United States. Again, obviously, I just don't think the United States constituents could differentiate that in reality, this is how Iran works. We've gotten cool back with Iran, even signed an agreement with them, the JCPOA, when they actually bombed one of our overseas military bases. No one got killed, but they bombed it. The thing is that I think the constituents, when we watch the news, right, you and me, we feel detached. When we hear, oh, they bombed a U.S. base in Qatar, we're like, what the fuck is Qatar? If they bomb California, nigga, we're going to be like, oh, hell nah. Like, yo, fuck all. You know, get what I'm saying? So that's where I think people's demeanor to war actually ramp up. Because before, because nothing ever hits the United States, we're like, it's just business as usual. So they're making this, apparently there's a threat. The FBI has communicated to the police force. And I would imagine that there's some politics at play to get this news out, to say, hey, this is a credible threat. Now, do I think Iran is going to do anything to California? No. We'd wipe him off the map, right? Like, literally. Would literally wipe Iran off the map. And actually, if you want to be really smart about this, this might be Trump's DOJ that controls the FBI that might be putting this out there to get us thinking that these people are going to attack us, that if anything happens, we could just declare full out, all out war against Iran and literally obliterate them to, like, to a fucking dirt in the ground, right? We'll see. We'll see. Anyway. I'm still waiting on, supposedly Aiden's going to add me when oh shit. I suppose Aiden's gonna add me. Yeah, Fabio ain't hit me back either. Who knows? He's gonna add me when our Blueface is on. Is Blueface on yet?
Press conference said he purposely did it to his ugly girlfriend, which was me.
Okay. All right, those are girls. All right. All good. We could get into some stuff here, people. We could get into some stuff. Oh, by the way, just let me, before I get to that, let me just do a little bit more on the Iran stuff. Yeah, I know you guys might be a little bit confused by some of this stuff, and I want to make sure you guys understand. We'll also get into the Bam Adebayo stuff. Here it is. They said Donald Trump has revealed he has been briefed on the Iran sleeper cells in the United States, and said most of them came in through Biden's open border policy. It's always politics, right? So essentially, they're almost kind of like claiming that this is going to be a terrorist attack that might be imminent, but they're saying if it happens, it's Biden's fault because he let in a bunch of illegal immigrants or niggas that shouldn't be here. Listen to this.
They try to hit us back. Have you been briefed about how many Iran sleeper cells there could be inside the U.S. right now?
I have been, and a lot of people came in through Biden with this stupid open border. But we know where most of them are. We've got our eye on all of them, I think.
Is it dozens?
They came in through the open border policies of Sleepy Joe Biden, one of the worst president in the history of our country. And we've got our eyes on all of them. But the war itself is being prosecuted at a level that nobody's seen before. It's pretty amazing to watch.
They try to hit us back.
Okay.
Have you been briefed about?
So he's basically blaming Biden, which is kind of interesting. That's gonna be a really interesting thing. Okay, so look like Iran is doing their thing. They blowing up random oil tankers. So this is crazy. Looks like it's really going down. Here we go.
Well,
Supposedly Trump has declared we won the war. Huh?
is that a great name? Well, it's only good if you win. You know, you can only do. And we've won. Let me tell you, we've won. You know, you never like to say too early you won. We won. We won the bet. In the first hour, it was over. But we won. But they gave me a list of names of generals. Sir, you can pick the name you'd like, sir. I said, the name of what? The name of the attack on Iran, sir. And they gave me like 20 names. And I'm like falling asleep. I didn't like any of them. Then I see Epic Fury. I said, I like that name.
Yo, this is so ridiculous. Yo, I rock with Trump, man. But this is how they pick operation names? Operation Epic Fury. Trump picked it? Oh my God. In the same press conference, or like, speech or rally or whatever, it said Jake Paul who came up and he spoke. Listen to this.
Yeah, what Mr. Trump has taught me is courage. You know, we never back down from a fight, even if they're much bigger than you, much, much bigger than you. And I feel all the local Kentuckians feel the same way. You guys have that fight. You guys have that swag. There's a lot of young kids in here. The future of America. I grew up just a few hours away from here, and my dad taught me to fight. And all of our voices matter in America. And I'm never afraid to speak the truth, and I know you guys aren't. We are here representing the United States, and it's just a blessing. Thank you, Mr. Trump. We need more factories like this thriving all over the country, and I know he's going to be the one to bring that here to us. I know God is with us. I know he wants us on the right side of history, and everyone here has to do their part, and God's got us. Trump's got us. God bless. Love you, Kentucky.
Speaking of which, Jake Paul got into like a little, well, not really a tiff, but a disagreement with his brother because he had came out after the Grammys and he said that, people like Billie Eilish or Bad Bunny, they were really un-American. And he gave, unabashed, just unwavering support of Donald Trump. And his brother was like, hey, hold on now. I'm not going to go that far. And basically what's happening is that when it comes to Donald Trump movement, there's a few things it's starting to make a couple hiccups, right? Let's think about the things that people have liked about it. I think he tried to give some free money to people. Some people like that, right? What else has he done good? I think generally people felt like, they were trying to go to a more America-centric where more people have jobs, that could be more better for the economy, more people with money in their pockets. But what really fucked it up for him, if you ask me, is that even though the majority of people did vote for immigration reform and, all of that, his demeanor to radically try to deport people with ICE going into cities got people turning against them, and it became a social issue. Now, here's the thing. Trump won the popular vote, which means people knew he was going to do this, right? However, it's one of those things where now everybody's being asked independently, okay, you like Trump, but what do you think about him having ICE drag people, quote unquote, drag people out of their homes and blah, blah, blah. And just a humanistic type of way, nobody's going to say yes. So like his approval rating been dumping. And so he backed the idea. Obviously, there's a bunch of celebrities, Bad Bunny, Billie Eilish, whatever, that didn't. His brother don't rock with it. And I'm only pointing it out because I think it was a political play for him to not denounce Trump because he was going to speak for Trump. So you see him here speaking for Trump. You don't see his brother, right? Anyway, interesting. What is this? All right. So I think that's about it with yeah. So I kind of want to show you like what's going on in Israel. Like again, I know some of y'all might just don't give a fuck. I kind of don't give a fuck either. I'm kind of like reporting it really for y'all. But apparently Iran in responding, or not necessarily Iran, but like this group that is pretty much, they're in line with Iran and, Palestine's like mission, because now it's kind of all about, they're kind of looking at this like Israel gas us up. It's like you told your brother, like imagine you slapping somebody at school. I'm going to break it down simple. People feel like Israel is the little brother who been doing bullshit at school, then goes home to big brother and say, yo, they're bullying me. Could you handle them? And we're the United States, the big brother. We come over there and start bitch slapping everybody. But it's really because we just fuck with this one person, which is Israel, and we don't know the full story. So what's happened is that this Iran thing has turned into other people who don't fuck with the little brother, Israel, which this is this group of like fighters, Hezbollah. They're like, all right, fuck it. Oh, word? Y'all gonna bring the United States into it? We gonna just attack you, nigga. Fuck you, niggas. So they fired 100 rockets into northern Israel. And apparently, like, Israel has this really complicated system. Again, rockets come in the atmosphere, and they have these, like, things set up where they detect rockets, and they send an anti-rocket against it, and they collide in the air, and supposedly none of them make it to the ground. So they're saying they fired 100 rockets, and the residents were ordered to stay in shelters. The strikes resulted in 0 deaths. So shit is happening over there, okay? Okay, anyway. All right. The fuck is this? So we should probably get to some of the important stuff. Let me just see what Aiden's doing right now. Who the fuck are these guys? I don't know these guys. Okay. Let's go. I believe we should probably go to some of the 50 stuff. I think that's